Hey class, I hope this finds you well. My name is Sean. So I serve as a missionary with the IMB. I live in Liverpool, England, and so I decided to do a bit of research on what does it mean to be British. So we'll be looking at uh, British as a people group. I'll begin with a quote from the Roman writer Tacitus, who said, "Who the inhabitants of Britain were, whether natives or immigrants, remains obscure. One must remember we're dealing with barbarians." So there's a long history of asking, who are the British? As an island nation, there's been various invaders through the years. So you have people who are Celt, Anglo-Saxon, Norman, Viking, Norse, etc. So lots of melding over centuries to make the country what it is. And so when you ask people, what does it mean to be British? It can be a very difficult question to answer. Unlike many other countries, including the US, there's no constitution which declares here is who we are. So really the law of the land is a combination of the various judicial decisions over the years, laws, etc. So it's a continuing evolving system as far as what it means to be British. In the United Kingdom, there's about 67 million people. And if you've been to the UK before, you will notice there are things where you say, this is a lot like America, and there's lots of things that are not like America. So you are sort of at home, but not at home. So with that in mind, one of the biggest differences here is, I would say, worldview as well as pervading secularism. It's very rare that I meet an evangelical Christian just out in public. Most estimates say around 2% of the population would be seen as evangelical. I'd say those numbers are probably a bit high. So in many ways, it's unreached. So secularism pervades the country. I'll give you just one small example, anecdote here. So at a coffee shop recently, with a friend. The friend had a Bible out, and the waitress, British woman, came up to us and said, "Is that a Bible?" And we're like, "Yeah, it's a Bible." And her response was, "I didn't know people still read that." She had just never seen somebody in public reading Bible, whereas if you're in Raleigh, go to Jabala, it's like small group Saturday mornings. It's a very secular place, but despite that, there is openness to religion. There's not the separation of church and state we find in America. So like for myself, I have a Tier 2 Minister of Religion visa. So there is a sense in which religion is still encouraged. But the most recent census, about a quarter of the population declared themselves as no religion. So no religion, secularism is a worldview that continues to gain ground. As an island nation, obviously very close to North Africa, Middle East, other European countries, immigration is still kind of an ongoing issue. About 4.5% of the population of the UK is now Muslim. So we have a growing Muslim population. So when living here, I tend to have more in common with Muslims as far as worldview than secular Brits. But for many, it's a growing concern as you see a different worldview invading, maybe invading is not the right word, but coming alongside your own worldview. So with that in mind, some have re-seen the value of a Christian worldview. The famed atheist Richard Dawkins, British, recently said he's a cultural Christian in the sense that he appreciates aspects of what Christianity has offered culture. So there is a renewed interest in spirituality. So as far as how to engage those who are British, I think having an understanding of secularism, how it has impacted the country, and being able to engage that with the gospel are very important points. All right, thank you for your time listening.